I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of what they need to do for Thursday. This will require you to do some work outside of class to prepare for your presentations. Also may require you to touch base with your teammates outside of class time. We will start presenting on Thursday. We are going to do 3 on Thursday and 3 on Friday, so everyone will have gone by Friday. Anyone who is absent on presentation day will need to find a time to make up that presentation grade with me during homework club. Otherwise, it will go in as an NHI until you come in and present something. So the first task that I want to remind everyone of is to make sure that your sentences are perfect. That is everyone's responsibility, and everyone has an equal part in making sure things like spelling, um, punctuation, and capitalization are correct. It's not one person's responsibility, it's the team's responsibility. When you've done that, or you think you've done that, you can put a check here if you want to print this out. Otherwise, you can just do a mental check. I'm not collecting this. This is just for your planning purposes. Next thing you want to make sure is that the document has text that is easily seen from student seats. That doesn't mean you have to create a new document. It just means that you're going to edit the document that you worked on so that the font size is large, so that people can easily see it, and you can just highlight the fonts, highlight the text you already have. You can change the color of the font, especially if you want to remind people of what they're responsible for. So if someone's going to read sentence 1, maybe that's, Anna. Anna's always going to read everything that's in red. You can also take some of this out. I still need to see it, but you don't need to present it. So what you could do is you can delete it and move it down in the document. So if you just right click and hit copy, and then you can bring this down to the bottom of the document, all right, so that I can see it, but the team doesn't have to. You can also get rid of anything that is not needed for the presentation. Rather than going in and doing a whole different document, just get rid of what you have that you won't need. I don't need to see the presenter audience doesn't need to see, excuse me, what you have here. So you can just delete all of that. Okay. You can start with the definition. You can also add images. It's very easy to add an image. You want to add an image that goes with your words. So let's say you're doing collaboration. So maybe you want to find an image that goes with that idea. So you'll just copy the image and paste it right on your visual or right on your document. You can have a series. You can look for whatever you think goes along with your definition. This is a good one. And for this, because this is just a quick little practice presentation, you don't have to cite these Google images or anything like that. I'm not trying to make more work for you in that way. I'm just trying to show you that when you have a presentation, sometimes visuals make it a little bit more dynamic. So again, in addition to making sure the font is easily seen, you can add those easily, very easily add the images to the document. It doesn't take much more time. You can definitely split up that work if you'd like to. Have each person bring in a visual for a different section. That works just fine. It will be very important that everyone knows what he or she is supposed to say and share during the presentation. You don't want to have that discussion during the presentation. It distracts people and attention slows down the presentation, and it makes it look like you don't know what you're doing or talking about. Of course, again, you want to make sure that your team has finished their collaborative rubric. You know what each point value is going to be because that's how you will be assessed. So if you're going to have eye contact, for example, as one of the criteria that you want me to assess, You must decide as a team how many points you want that to be worth. At the end of your 5 categories, the total should be 50, but in the minimum number is 5. So however you guys want to divide up those points is fine with me if it works for the team. You can have one thing be more than 10 points as long as you don't go over or under 50, and as long as the minimum number of points is at least 5. And finally, you have to practice, practice, practice. It should not look like this is the first time or even the second time you're looking at the material that you're going to be delivering to class. How are you going to engage your audience? They're going to be more engaged if it sounds like you know what you're talking about, if you get straight to the point, if the pace of your presentation is good and everyone knows what he or she is doing, it's going to make your presentation that much more meaningful. Remember also, just a little aside, that humor is a great way to engage your audience, but you want to be careful not to let the humor get away from you and distract from your presentation. So as long as the humor is meant to kind of engage the audience and not distract the focus of the attention from the presentation, then everything should be fine, and that will make your presentation that much better. If there are any questions about anything that I've just gone over in this video, please make sure you post the question in the Google Classroom. That way everyone can have the question answered and in one spot for easy access. You can also email me if you need to. You can also come to Homework Club and get feedback if you'd like. Okay, thanks.